Hello guys, in one of the latest tutorials that I did rigging the monster with physics, I showed you a leg setup that I did that allowed me to pose the character leg in a way that it can stand like in the tip of the foot. But I did a very basic setup, and I think it's interesting if I show you the complete setup, how it's done and how we can work to create a very complete setup for a leg that will allow me not only to stand on the tip of my foot but on the heel, and also will give me some options to bend the foot over the toes, and also give me a stretchy leg setup that is very useful for cartoony animation. For that, I created this illustration as you may notice, with Miles Morales leg with this amazing shoe design, and I hope you like it because it's a very fun setup to play with. Okay, so let's start by creating the basic structure for the leg. I will create here some kind of hip to hold the leg, and under it I will create the basic structure for the leg. Two parts going to the heel, and then going to the middle of the foot, and then going to the tip of the foot. Okay. I will create now like a full control for the leg, a big one here, like a footprint control that I can move all the leg together, including the secondary controls for the rotations. And from here, I'll create a control for the heel, another one for the tip. I can put this vertical or horizontal. Maybe we can do horizontal, so it matches this one. It needs to be like a line with the IK. For now, we don't need this to be like 100% aligned. Just be positioned closely. And the last control that I need is the one for the middle of the foot. This one here. Okay. I'll keep this away from now because I will create IKs here and other bones so you can understand what's happening. All right. Let's create now the bones that will be used as IK controls. I'll select this and create new. I am here with the local orientation, so that's why when I click new bone, it goes straight to the end of the bone that is selected. Bone here, and this one. Bone. Okay. Now I have my 3 IK bones. I need to remove them from the hierarchy and parent them to the main control here. All right. So now I can create the IKs. IK constraint for the heel. Let's call this IK heel, not hell. Let's create another one. Let's call this IK foot. And let's create another one and call it IK tip. All right, now I have my 3 IKs, regular IKs, but acting a little bit weird. We're gonna fix that. From this, I will start to parenting my controls and my IKs. Before that, I need to align this bone. Control C, Control V, and I will rotate it back. Let me do a Control C here, and Control V. Let's zero this so it's 100% on the horizontal axis, and this one will not hold any IK. Now let's start parenting the IKs. So this IK will go to this control. This IK will go to this control, and this control needs to go to this control. This one goes here, and this control will go to this control. So let's go again. This one goes here, this one goes here, and also this one goes here, and this one, it goes straight to the heel control, and I have all of them parented to the foot control. So now I have the mid of the foot control, I have the tip of the foot control that rotates the whole foot, and I have the heel control that rotates the feet but rotates on the heel. And I still have the full foot control that can move the whole leg. So it's basically it. I will change the colors, of course, to keep things organized. Let's rename it as well. Okay, we can mesh it now and see how it's working, how it's deforming, but you can see already that it's working. Actually, we're gonna create another control here for the knee that allowed me to do something like I did in the middle of the foot, because it's more useful actually if I have this kind of control in the middle of the leg. So I can like stretch and compress the legs instead of the feet. But let's finish this first part. I created already the mesh. I didn't mention that because I want to focus this tutorial on the rigging, not on the meshing. So I did the mesh already, but I used the same process, the same methodology that I use for most of my meshes, the symmetry, the not floating vertices, and structure, creating structure inside the asset so it controls the deformation of the image. It's basically the same that I use in every tutorial that I do. So let's bind it. I will use for this the calf bone and the two foot bones. Let's see how it is. Let's see how they deform. This one doesn't deform anything. This one deforms the heel. It's decent. A little bit crazy, but decent. And this one maybe is the most important because it deforms like the center of the foot. So maybe we can control this better. It's interesting here, do the deformation that is happening. If I add more vertices here, maybe those two will fix the bad deformation. Let's just reposition this. So we place them like in the middle of the deformation. And now so we can create one more here and one more here. And one more to connect to this one that will create another structure in the middle. All right. Let's see. Yeah, much better now because I have like a curve happening and less like hard edges showing. So it's more natural now. Okay, let's rig the leg. Bind. This one is simpler. I just have two bones. It's working almost very nice. I can maybe work a little bit around here, maybe with less pink influence. Let's test it. Yeah, it's decent. We can refine that on the animation mode, of course. Let's create rotation and position. Let's bring it up and rotate it a little bit. Actually, you're fixing the knee, so this part. Okay. And let's bring it down. The interesting part is in the middle where the distortion is happening. It's happening like that because I don't have enough vertices, of course, but still I can refine it a little bit. Maybe bring it down. Bring this up. Let's get closer and something like that's cool. Maybe I need more pink here. What I want to avoid is the hard edges, so that's why I need more vertices here. Same way here. So let's add more vertices here. Two more, maybe fix the problem. Let's start two more here. Let's see how it is now. Okay, better curve for sure. Maybe a little bit here. Yeah. And now here I have more control over this. Okay, maybe we can fix this curve as well with two more. We don't need here because here I have a very hard bone. Maybe this one's here will fix the problem. Yeah, much better. Much better. Okay, so let's see how it's playing. Good. Let's hide the bones. But the interesting here is the setup itself. So it's a very nice way to have extra controls, so you can play around with everything and craft a good pose for the leg. We have this laces here. We can maybe add physics to it, but before that I want to show you how to do the control for the knee and to have it stretching. To do that, I need to create another set of bones here for the leg, and one of the sets will be used to do the weights and the binding, and the other one is just to control the deformation. So keep this in mind. You are creating like a double bone setup, but you will be using only one of them to bind your bones to the mesh. Okay, let's create another set. I can actually, to have like exactly the same size, I can duplicate that. Let's first rename this leg. This is the case that you really need to name your bones because you are creating a lot of bones combination. So let's rename everything. All right, let's duplicate this. I have them here. It duplicates the whole hierarchy, but I don't need the foot. I just need this two. And let's change the color so we don't mix things up. Let's make it green. All right. So let's create here now another set. Let's rename it first. Upper leg stretch. Lower leg stretch. Okay. I can use the same IK handles here because I will need to create some extra IKs. But for this this middle control here, I need to create another one. So select it, bone, yeah. And let's parent this to the upper leg. So then we can create the IK here. I can still keep them linked under the hip. Let's call it hip as it is now. And for this, let's rename it IK. knee. All right, so let's do the IK now. It's the first one, the upper leg. I need to create an IK for it and use the knee as the control. It was renamed IK knee as it's supposed to be. And for the lower leg, let's create another IK and use the heel control for it. Not with the same name, but stretch. So we know that this controls the stretch. So now we need to actually turn on the compress stretch for this, and also the same for the upper leg, compress stretch. And now you have this, you can like move your knee up and down and stretch and compress your leg. But there is a problem here, because this chain, this green chain of bones here that has stretch on it, this is the one that I need to use as my binding for the leg. So what I need to do here is like do the binding again. The good part is that we have already all the vertex that we need, so it will be easier to adjust. So let's remove this. Now I still have my mesh, but I need to use different setup of bones here, these two, to make it happen. So I still can use my foot control, and now I can use this to deform, to stretch and compress my leg. Of course, I need refinement here because it can stretch too much or too low. So I just need to work on the weights again with these two new bones on the binding and make it work. To do that, we're gonna do like the same that we did before. It's animated already. You can use this animation. Just refine the weights here at this position. Should be more quicker than the first version. It's working. To do the laces, I can from the bone here, maybe not from the stretch one, but from the regular one, the lower leg. Yeah, the ones that are not deforming, I can create another bone here at the center of the lace, and from here I can create like two chains, one for this part of the lace. I can create like a long bone and split it. Let's make it 5 maybe. Nested and Fibonacci. Let's just rotate this properly so it matches the asset. Yep. And we can create another one for the lace itself. We can create like in the center, so we can rig the full area of the asset. Okay, from this one, let me parent to this bone, the green bone, and the loop, let's parent to the yellowish. Let's mesh it. And let's put the physics to work. Physics constraint. Oh, it's missing too. Physics constraint. I will not go into the parameters because I think this might be working already. Yeah, just like that. Beautiful. There is one more adjustment that I want to do here. This part is not working properly. I mean, it's working perfectly as I want this to work, like to rotate my foot to be like on the toes and on the feet. That's not a problem. The problem is that I want to control only the tip of the foot. To do that, I need to create another control here. It's like the same bone length. I don't need to like to match this position, but it's nice if it is in place, so I can understand what it does actually. So I will create this bone and I will link it to the IK control. So I still have my rotations here, and I will need this control here to rotate only the tip of the foot, because I can do like overlaps and follow throughs and also crafting the pose as I want. So I will add this to to the binding. Still working, everything's still working. I just need to add this to the binding. And I need this to influence the tip of the foot. So actually I can remove this part. The toe bone, I can remove it. I don't need it. And I can replace the toe bone for this one, because I still need this to influence the upper part, so I have that rotation working. So I just need to adjust that. I can use actually the other control, this one, the other mode, the add mode. Let's bring the strength a little bit down, the size up, and then I'll select this bone, and then I will paint my influence here. Okay. So now I have almost the same. I need to refine this here with the pink influence down here a little bit. Maybe less on this one. And maybe more in the middle. Definitely. Yep, something like that. And now I can change this to the same color, the yellow color, so I know it is a control as well. And now I have a complete setup, because I have the tip, I have the toe rotation, I have the heel rotation, and I have the control for this. Maybe I need to fix here. This is going too much, so I will add a little bit more of this. It's here the problem. This has too much purple. Should be fine now. Okay. So now I have all controls I need. Of course, I can add extra controls for this part, also for this part, to create like a stretchy head of the shoe. You can customize it as you want, but the important controls that I want to show you is the reverse foot, the full control for the foot and the heel and the tip and the toe, and this control for the tip as well. All right. And of course, we can't forget about the stretchy legs. That especially for cartoony animation is very helpful. All right, so I hope you like it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's growing, and if you like the video and subscribe, it helps. Also about Spinemators, it's a large project that I am doing for almost 1 year now. It's very hard to do. It's very hard to find time to create tutorials, to create content like this one, to produce like high quality courses. It's something that is complex and takes time, and I need your support for that. And by your support, I need you to subscribe to spinemators.com. It's free. You have access to the newsletter over there. And from the newsletter, I will update you about how the courses are going because it's under heavy production now. And you have access to freebies like free rigs, discounts, and nice animation tips. You have access to everything that I am creating. And sometimes I create tutorials that are like exclusive for subscribers. Actually, I am offering one course that is free. That is the introduction to spine. I will not cover animation over there, but I will cover all you need to know to get a good start in spine. That means all the tools, how bones works, constraints, how they works, skins, how the interface works. Now we have physics. The course is called Start because it's targeted to give you like a very good start with spine. So I don't want to teach you like rigs and special technical stuff. I want to teach you animation. So that's why I'm offering the start course for free, because I don't want that spine workflow would be a problem for you to do any of the other courses that I'm offering that is focused on animation. We have a lot of good content about technical stuff around the internet. We have great YouTube channels with this kind of content that I mention on the newsletters. I send you like links for this kind of content. So this is another reason for you to subscribe. Thank you for being here. I hope you liked the tutorial. I hope it helps you with your daily struggles, with your creativity. Use this not only to copy, but to create from this, you know. Have fun. Thank you very much. See you soon.